Welcome to yoga. Thanks for coming, tuning in, pushing the button, whatever. We're going to be doing some open hip postures today, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, and Parsvottanasana bent side angle. And so let's get going. Come to your mat and we'll begin centering. You can do it seated or supine, whatever suits you today. I'm going to be seated because it's easier for me to talk to you that way. So just find your comfortable place. Begin your transition from outer to inner. Remembering that yoga is all about self-inquiry. So take a moment, a minute or so, to scan your body to see where you are right now physically. So there's no judgment here. You're just being aware of what is. Perhaps noticing any tension that you are carrying, any hard areas, any certainly painful areas, things that you need to treat with compassion during your practice. Remembering that in yoga, it's an inner working. It's not striving, but finding the middle way so that your body is not harmed, but that change happens. We're going to be focusing today on an aspect, one definition of asana practice in yoga, which is Sthira Sukham. It means steady and easy at the same time. So it means giving just the right amount of effort to a pose, the effort that's right for your body, and then releasing any extra effort. So finding again that right balance between effort and ease. That's how you get the most out of your yoga practice. Now that you've seen your body as it is, bring your awareness to your breath and see your breath just as it is right now. So just follow the breath as it comes in through your nose. Notice how your body moves with the breath. Notice the qualities of your breath. And as you are following your breath, also just consciously relax your face, your neck, your jaw. And that's a very common area of creating tension, holding tension, and usually you don't need tension there. So just let go of that. And then we're going to do a pranayama today, actually 2 pranayamas. So as we begin to lengthen and deepen our breath, take control of our breath, I'd like you to try Ujjayi breath. It's very simple. It's just a gentle narrowing of the glottis, the throat, so that as you breathe, you can hear a slight sound, a whispering kind of sound just inside your own head. It's very soft. And Ujjayi breath makes the sound helps you to stay focused on your breath. And the breath we're going to do is just having our exhale a bit longer than our inhale. That's it. So you can assign a count to your inhale, say 4. So inhale fully not over, don't over effort, but just a nice full deep inhale and count. And then as you exhale, make your count a little longer. So perhaps inhale 4, exhale 6. So your exhale is slow, slow, slow. Your inhale is slow and deep, and your exhale is a little slower. And the Ujjayi breath is helpful here. It helps to control, especially I find on the exhale, so that the exhale doesn't rush out. As you're narrowing your glottis, the air can go out in a more controlled way. So it's a little easier to lengthen there. So just take several rounds of this pranayama of Ujjayi and exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. If you want to experiment and make your exhale twice as long and that's comfortable, that's fine. So find a way that is comfortable for you, doesn't create anxiety, and just stay with that for a few more rounds. So as you continue for a few more rounds, just know that when you exhale, your exhale is longer than your inhale. That creates a calm response, activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So if ever you feel the need to calm down, this breath work is a way to do it. Longer exhale than inhale. Okay, then just release the pranayamas, the counting and the Ujjayi, but maintain a breath during practice that is slow, deep, and even, and it's perfectly acceptable, sometimes advised, to continue Ujjayi breath during your practice. So, your choice, but do keep your breath slow, deep, and even. And now bring your awareness to your heart space. We're going to create an intention, but I just want to add a little something here. So about intention, and this is kind of a yoga off the mat tip that when our class meets in person, we share sometimes our little tips of using yoga off the mat. But since we're not meeting as a class, I'll just share my tip. So in the morning, I take a few minutes of just sitting in quiet meditation, kind of like what we do in centering. You just see where my body, my mind, my emotions are. And it occurred to me that maybe I could set an intention for the day. So I've been doing that, and I really love it. So an intention is not a to-do list. It's not, this is what I'm going to accomplish today. It's really a way of being. So something, a way of being that you'd like to have more of, and if you set as an intention, then during the day, it's just natural to come back to that. And I find it just, I really love it. So you might want to try it off the mat. So for now, set an intention for this practice, and it could be something that you take home with you and continue during your day or not. But it should be a positive affirmation, something that you'd like to have more of in your life. Or something you'd like to get out of this practice. It might just be to be present, to stay with your breath, to open up to relax. I don't know. So you see what comes into your mind that works for you today and set that intention. Repeat it a few times in your mind, then let it go and just come back to visit it when you need some help focusing, or just it'll be there to remind you. And we're going to begin practice today on our backs. So come on over into a supine position. Legs long, arms overhead. And we'll just begin with a few full body stretches. So coming back to the breath, we're going to match our movements as much as possible with our breath. Inhale, lengthen out in two directions. So flex your feet, spread your toes, spread your finger bases. Lengthen out, and then exhale. Keep the arms and legs where they are and just relax everything. The next inhale, stretch out your right side, your right foot, right arm. Really big stretch. Exhale, release the right side. And then your next inhale, stretch through the left foot, the left arm. Exhale, release. And now diagonal, stretch out through the left foot and right arm. Exhale, release. Slow breath. Inhale, right foot, right fingers. Exhale, release. Now this exhale, lengthen out in both directions. And when you come to your exhale, pull your belly in and bring both knees into your chest. Hug your knees in. Squeeze them in, perhaps rock a little bit on your sacrum. And then bring a hand to each knee and begin to circle your knees around your hips. And you can do it in a circle with both knees moving together, or you can have your knees moving in opposite directions. Any way you want to do it, circle the knees and match your movement away with an inhale and your movement back toward your chest on an exhale. So slow movements with your breath. Exhale brings the knees back toward your chest. Inhale moves them away. And now reverse your direction. So about same number of circles this way as you did the other way. Just opening the hips a little bit. And then bring your feet back to the mat, knees bent, arms down by your side. Straighten your right leg up toward the ceiling, foot is flexed. Turn your toes out to the right, so externally rotate your leg, and bring your right ankle onto your left knee. You can stay here, or if you want to deepen it a little bit, take your hands behind your left thigh and draw your left knee toward your chest. You can use your right elbow to gently push the right knee away. So this is figure 4 on your back. Both feet are flexed. And find here the middle way. Find the way for you that is not overstretching. And it's not, but you feel something. You feel a stretch in your, especially your right hip. Knees should not be painful here. Now come back to your breath. And as you inhale, press your thigh against your hands, perhaps your elbow against your knee. And as you exhale, soften. See where you can release some effort, release some muscular tension. So this stretch should feel good. Modify very subtly till you find the place that feels like a really good stretch. That's where your body's getting the benefit. Breath stays slow, deep, and even. Focus on sensation in the body. And then let the left foot come back to the mat, right foot back up to the ceiling. Slowly lower the right leg as slowly as you can, lengthening out through the right foot the whole way down. And then bring the right foot back to meet the left. Straighten the left leg out, foot up to the ceiling, externally rotate. Bring your left ankle onto your right knee and find your figure 4 on this side. So you can draw the leg in. Another option is to straighten out your right leg. So find this side will be different, so notice if it feels tighter or more open. It's not a judgment, it's just the way your body is. And then let the pose deepen with your breath. So inhale, lengthens, exhale, softens. One more breath. And then bring your both feet back to the mat. And we're going to rock up. So cross your ankles, your shins, excuse me, and just begin to rock on your spine till you can rock all the way up, around to all fours. We're not going to stay on all fours. This is a transition to come down onto our front bodies. So walk your hands about 1 palm length ahead, and then bring your shoulders over your wrists. Keep your hips high. Keep your shoulders, your elbows tucked in right next to your body. Activate your core, so zip up. Slowly bend your elbows lower down so your chest and chin are coming to the mat first. Then slide your knees out so you come onto your front body. Bring your forehead to the mat. Come onto the tops of your feet and bring your arms down by your sides with your, bring your arms out in front. Palms face each other, palms face into the center. We're going to do a half locust. So start by inhaling your right leg up and your left arm up. Your upper body will come a little bit off the mat. Lengthen out through your left arm and your right leg. Exhale down. 2 more times just like that with the right leg and the left arm. So inhale. Up, reaching out, keep your pelvis pushed into the mat so your core is strong. Exhale down 1 more time. Inhale, lift, extending that back hip. Exhale down. Now we'll do the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg, right arm, lengthen out. Keep your core engaged. Exhale down 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold down. Last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Now bring your arms, keep your forehead on the mat, Bring your arms down by your sides with the palms facing in. And on an inhale, you're going to zip your legs, have your legs zip together, activate your core so your navel is in and up, pelvis is grounded into the mat. Inhale, lift your head, shoulders, arms, legs together. Lengthen back through your fingers and your feet and up through the crown of your head. Exhale, fold. 2 more times like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. And this time, see if you can hold in locust, Shalambasan, for a few breaths. So feel stable here, but don't over effort. The back bend. Glutes are really engaged. You're looking straight down at the mat. Feel the inhale lift you up. And then exhale, come all the way down, resting on your left cheek. Just rest on your left cheek for a few breaths. Palms can be by your side, arms by your side, palms face up. Come back to your breath. Feel the energy, feel your heartbeat. And then on an inhale, very carefully lift your head up and come over onto your other cheek. Come over onto your right side, right cheek, and take a few breaths here. And then come up onto your forearms. So your elbows are under your shoulders. Palms spread. We're going to come up into a dolphin plank. So you can keep your palms spread like this and tuck your toes and come up into a straight line. I like to clasp my hands so it's like a triangle base. So find what's right for you. Tuck your toes, press into your forearms and bring your hips up so you're in a straight line. Press back through your heels. Your core is firmly engaged here. So inwardly rotate your thighs. Roll your thighs in, belly in and up, gaze straight down. Lengthen out through the crown of your head, through your heels. Breathe. Come down anytime you want. You can always come down and rest and then go back up. So this is a great way to build your core. And you just do it one breath at a time. Okay, now lower down. And we're going to do a rest posture for a minute on each side. So come onto your left cheek. Bring your left arm out shoulder height. Left leg is straight back. Bend your right leg so your knee and your leg is at a right angle. Your shin is parallel to the mat. Your thigh is perpendicular. And then the same angle with your right arm. So your right arm comes straight out from the shoulder and then bends at the elbow, right angle. So just rest here for 1 minute. I'll let you know. Try to release everything right down into the mat. Come back to your breath. Notice the energy generated by the dolphin plank, a strong pose. This pose is really good for stretching your piriformis muscle, which is a hip rotator. It's the one that can, if it's tight, it can impinge on the sciatic nerve and cause pain down your leg. Okay, now we'll switch sides. So very carefully lift your head up, come onto your right cheek. This time your right arm comes straight out from the side, your right leg is straight back. You're on your right cheek. Left arm and left leg are bent at 90-degree angles. Come back to your breath. See how much you can soften on the exhale. Just let everything go down into the mat. Okay, then come back so you can bring yourself up to all fours. Tuck your toes, bring your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Just pedal your feet a little bit in down dog. Lift your tailbone up toward the ceiling. Let your chest come toward your thighs. Shake your head yes, no. And then walk your feet up to your hands. Come into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Much bend in your knees as you want. Again, hang here. Let your upper body just release down. Bring your hands to your shins. Come up halfway with a flat back. Lengthen out. Exhale, fold. And then this time, press into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms touch and down to your heart center. And we'll come into our first standing pose, mountain pose. This is a great place to find that feeling of Sthira Sukham, stable but easy. So lift and spread your toes. Feet are hip width apart or closer, pointing straight ahead. Lift and spread your toes. Press down into the four corners of your feet. So activate your legs, but not clench. Take a little tuck in your tailbone. Bring your front hip points up just a little bit. Lengthen out your side waist, lift your heart, lift your rib cage, bring your shoulders back and down, nice open chest, shoulder blades together on the back. Externally rotate your arms and spread your fingers. So the foot bandha is pada bandha, the hands spread is hasta bandha. And then lengthen up through the crown of your head. If you have the balance, close your eyes. That helps you to stay with the feelings, the sensations. And let go of any effort not needed to keep you in this alignment. So you're grounding down into the earth, lifting up. Your skeletal structure is holding you here with whatever muscular action is necessary. Let everything else soften. Your face, your jaw, your neck. Come back to your breath. Feel the breath in your body. Feel Feel stable and easy. And then open your eyes, and on an inhale, bring your arms up overhead, sun breath. Exhale, palms down and back around to your heart center. So we're going to move slowly with our breath, keeping the light pressure down through our feet and the finger bases spread. So inhale, slow, right with the breath. Exhale, engaged, slow, mindful. You're going to do about 3 more like that. Stay with every single bit of the movement. Let your breath initiate movement. Close your eyes if that's available. One more time. Now we're going to do a balance pose, tree. So if you want to step off your mat, that gives you a little more stability, that's fine. But starting from mountain pose, so you're going to press into the earth with both feet, and then gradually let the weight come into your left foot, come up onto your right toes. Get that balance first. Your hands can be at heart center, on your hips. I like mine just down by my side. So firm up, engage the muscles in your left leg all the way up through your hip. So you don't want your hip to splay out. Then turn your right knee out, about 45 degrees. And you can stay right here, or you can bring your foot to your lower leg, not the knee. Or you can bring your foot to your thigh. Find something to look at that's not moving. Your drishti on something that's still. Come back to your breath. If you come out, that's fine. Just take a breath and come back in slowly and mindfully. If you want to bring your arms into it, you can do any variation with your arms. Still gaze. Stay with your breath. Your body is practicing balance. It depends on your vision, your inner ear, and your foundation. And then come out slowly and with control, and kind of walk through your feet or swing side to side. Just get rid of any tension that built up there before we move to the other side. So come back into mountain, and this time you're going to come up onto your left toes. Let the weight come into your right foot. Make sure your toes are spread. You've got a broad toe base, foot base. Hip is firmed up. Engage your core. Turn your left leg out and find where you want to rest your foot. Could stay right on the mat. Could be on your lower leg or upper leg. Gaze, point steady. Breath steady. Arms of your choice. If you want a challenge, if you're comfortable, you can move your gaze up. You can take a twist. The biggest challenge of all is closing your eyes. So have fun with this. It's a practice. And then come out gradually, mindfully, shake everything out. And step your feet wide apart. So face the long edge of your mat. Step your feet wide apart. Feet are parallel. Spread your toes, root down into your feet. Take your arms up shoulder height. Lift up through the crown of your head. Fingers are spread. So you've got Pada Bandha, Hasta Bandha, lift up through the crown of your head. Energy in 5 directions. Down through both feet, out through both hands, and up through the crown of your head. Take a couple more breaths here. Relax your face. Now bring your hands to your hips. Lift your left heel and rotate it back toward the back corner of your mat. Come onto your right heel and turn your right toes toward the short edge of your mat, front edge of your mat. So look down, see that your heels are either on one line or your heel is to the instep of your back foot. Bend your right knee so it comes over the right ankle. Square your shoulders to the long edge of the mat and bring your arms up shoulder height. So your spine is coming right up through the center, not leaning back, not leaning forward. Spread your fingers, take your gaze around to the middle finger of your right hand. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So, find that stable, grounded feeling. You're pushing down through the front foot and the outer edge of the back foot. So your back leg is moving inward and your front leg is externally rotated. Lengthen up on the inhale, out and up. Exhale, you might be able to soften down a little. So find whatever effort you can release here, however you can soften, so that you feel comfortable right here. It's like you'd hold it for a long time. Notice how the pose changes as you hold it, as you soften into it a little bit more. Make any adjustments to make it right for you. One more breath. Then inhale, bring your right arm out in front, bring your right forearm to your thigh, so you're side bending here. Left arm can go straight up, it can be on your hip, it can be over your ear. So bent side angle here. Action is to move your right hip forward under your body. And to try to keep from collapsing into your thigh. So try not to put too much weight onto your front thigh. Keep the spine lifted. And on an inhale, let your left arm bring you back up. Parallel your feet again. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, begin to come forward with a flat back, bending at the creases where your thigh meets your pelvis, and come down into a wide-legged forward bend. Get as much flexion as you can before you round down and release. Take any movement here before we do the second side. You could do a twist on each side. You can lift up halfway and lower. Walk your hands over to one side, walk your hands over to the other. Anything If your body wants movement, give it a little movement here. Or just hang down to release in wide-legged forward fold. And now bring your hands back to your hips. Come up with a strong flat back all the way up to standing. And set up for warrior two on the other side. So this time your right heel is going back and your left toes forward. Find your knee right over your left ankle, left knee over left ankle. Make sure you can see your right big toe. So if your knee tends to move in, move it out. So you can, it's aligned. The alignment is so that you can see your big toe. Square your shoulders, lift your arms, spine coming right up in the middle. Take your gaze over your left middle finger. Lengthen up on the inhale. Feel your grounding through both feet, especially the outer edge of your right foot. Strong legs. What can you soften? Maybe just your face. Soften where you can. Stable but easy. One more breath. Then lengthen out, bring your forearm to your thigh. Find the place where you would like your arm to be on this side. So you're moving in the direction of your shoulders stacked, your hips stacked. So your left hip is moving under your body. Not collapsing your spine, but lengthening out through the crown of your head. Releasing where you can. And then inhale, come back up to center, square your feet, come back up to the front edge of your mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your knees to the mat, legs out to the side, come around over onto your seat. Have your knees bent, feet on the mat, and we're going to lower down. So round your back and think of putting your vertebrae down one at a time from the bottom up. So keep a flexed spine. Lower down slowly, slowly, slowly until your head comes to the mat. And we'll do a few rounds of windshield wipe. So arms are out, shoulder height, palms face up. Inhale in the center. Exhale, pull your belly in. Let your knees go to one side, doesn't matter which. Inhale back to center. Exhale, belly in, knees to the other side. You can widen your feet apart or have them close together. Your choice. Just bring some movement. To your hips, especially your gaze can move right and left, with or against the knees, or just stay in the middle. And then bring your knees back to center. Have a block. I forgot to tell you to have a block. But have a block. Or you can do this, we're going to do legs up with a block, or if you can get to a wall, you can do it against a wall. So we're gonna stay here for 2 minutes. So from a knees bent posture, press into your feet, lift your hips up enough so that you can put the flat side of the block, the big side, under your sacrum, not your low back. Make sure it's comfortable right under the whole back of your pelvis. And then bring your knees in and straighten your legs up. This is a restorative pose, so it's also an inversion. It's really good. You can rotate your ankles here if you want to bring some movement in. So we're going to stay here for 2 minutes. Just letting gravity do some work. Staying with your breath. Staying in your feeling mind, not your thinking mind. Just letting things restore toward the end of practice before Shavasana. See where you can release. If it's not right for you to have your legs straight up, you can do a supported bridge, which is just up on the block, but with your knees bent, feet on the mat. Just be with this experience, however your body is experiencing this. Just try to be curious, see what's going on. Feel the support of the block under your sacrum. Release any effort there. Bend your knees, bring your feet back to the mat, press into your feet so you can lift your hips and remove the block, set it aside, and set yourself up for Shavasana. So symmetrical, comfortable, make sure you're warm enough, make sure you're supported in any way. A blanket or bolster under your knees is nice. Eye bag. So whatever form you want your Shavasana to take, get there. The Shavasana is surrender. So as you begin in your Shavasana, feel supported. Feel your whole back body supported by the earth. Surrender to that. Just let yourself be held. You're safe. And so in a physical sense, you're totally supported here. And in a greater sense, spiritual sense perhaps, you can think of being supported by something or part of something larger than yourself, however that works for you, however you think of that. Just see if you can surrender all effort, all fear, all anxiety, and just feel supported in this moment, just as you are. Everything's okay. Just let yourself be aware of everything, accepting everything just as it is. Gently bring your awareness back to the space. Awaken your body with small movements first. And maybe stretching out a little bit. Bend your knees and come over onto your side, cradling your head in your arms and just resting here for a few breaths. Taking inventory, noticing how your physical body feels at the end of practice. Noticing your emotions, your mind, revisiting your intention. And use your arms to bring you up to a comfortable seat with a tall, straight spine, eyes closed, hands in a comfortable position or mudra. And take a nice, slow, deep, even breath. Exhaling through your mouth. One more like that. And bow your chin lightly toward your chest. Bow to your efforts today, your willingness to stay in the present moment, your willingness to see yourself honestly and truly, to become more self-aware, your willingness to move your body in ways that it asks for and that are good for it. And I am thankful to you for coming to yoga today and sharing the practice with me and whoever else is watching. And my hope is that whatever you learn in yoga, you take away with you to use in your outside life. It might not be creating an intention every day. That's just an example from my experience. But it could be good posture. It could be awareness of your breath. All those things that benefit you and that are part of yoga practice also serve you in your whole life, because yoga really is, in the big picture, a way of life. So, thanks for sharing, and the light in me bows to and honors the very same light in each of you. Namaste. So thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time. I hope you have a great weekend. The sun is out, which is pretty exciting, because we haven't seen it for a while. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.